If your mind is not in the right place, you can never be successful. If you do not eliminate the distractions out of your life, which is gossip, toxic, chaos, whatever that looks like, if you don't eliminate that out of your life, how are you going to focus on being successful and doing all the tasks that you need to do day to day in order to make it to that next level?
Welcome back, crafted entrepreneurs. So today I get to introduce you to a hometown homie is what I'm going to call her. Okay, I'm joined by Tanesha Taylor. She's the owner of Club Skin Gym. She has 2 locations in Orange County and then 2 in my hometown. So Tanesha is a Christian mompreneur with 20 years of experience in the beauty and skincare industry.
Don't age me.
Hey, you put that in the bio. Okay.
I know, it's true.
But her Club Skin Gym is one of the fastest anti-aging corrective skin clinics in the United States. She has so many amazing products that I use on my face. I used 3 of them last night. I even use them for my kids. She's passionate about not only your skin health, but physical and mental health as well. She believes that's instrumental to her success. So welcome, Tanesha, to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So it's funny because when I first moved to Orange County, like 5.5 years ago, I remember I had to find my Club Skin Gym because I was a lifer.
I remember the day you came in. You pulled up in your G-Wagon and I was like, who's this hottie coming into my skin clinic? I was excited.
And I think you were pregnant.
Yeah, I was. I've been pregnant for the past 5 years.
Are you done now?
I'm done.
You're done.
Mama's done. I'm ready to take over the world with Club Skin Gym.
Let's go.
It's time to just grow, expand, and spread our wings.
Aww.
I'm excited.
Well, so I was so excited to like meet you and be like in your presence because I know your mom.
I know. Well, I was excited to meet you because my mom's like, do you know Cayla Craft? And she like hyped you up to be this amazing human being. And I was like, okay, Cayla Craft, I need to meet this human. You're everything that she said. You really are. I told you this. I look up to you in a lot of ways.
Oh, well, I'm excited to have you. This is your first time ever being on a podcast. And I feel like it's
bucket list moment.
I'm like, this is the podcast to be on.
I know. I'm seriously honored. And like when you said, can you be here October 17th, I said, I will be there. So here we are.
How old's the newborn now?
He is just turned 5 months, October 14th.
Oh my gosh, it goes by so fast.
I know. He's already teething. He had his first little meal with the rice cereal the other day. It was really cute. He's such a good baby.
Well, you're such a good mom.
Oh,
you are. You're very like loving and attentive. I mean, your husband is too.
Yes.
I mean,
I have a very good partner. He's very hands-on. Like, you know, we support each other in every way that we can. So I'm lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Club Skin Gym.
Let's talk about it.
It wasn't like you came out of the womb talking skincare, but you were in the womb probably learning about skincare because your mom is so into it, right?
Yes.
How did Club Skin Gym come to be?
Oh my gosh. Club Skin Gym was a long time in the making. I'm going to see how I can make this short. So my mom basically has always been in the wellness arena. She started off as a massage therapist turned esthetician. She got a job working for a company that was manufacturing the skincare machines. This was like in the early 2000s. We're talking a long time ago. And she got a job working for this company. And then she got really just interested in these machines. And she started noticing there's not a lot of machines in the industry that are actually producing real results. And a lot of the machines are just knockoffs made overseas, and she saw like the big opportunity for growth. So 2003, her and her husband at the time opened their first med spa, and it was literally one of the very first med spas. Like in 2003, they didn't exist. Now, fast forward, they're on every single corner, but it was very like revolutionary. She was very much a pioneer, and she started creating her own machines because she wanted to give people results. And to this day, we still use the machines. We've been improving them, developing, but we still use the same alkaline skin resurfacing machines. Those are just our magic erasers pretty much that are getting all the results. But yeah, it started off with the med spa, and then we grew it into a wellness clinic. And then circa 2012, we just had so many people coming into the clinic specifically for skin. When I was in college, I used to see like 15 clients a day. I wouldn't even take a lunch break. And I remember holding my pee because like I had someone every 30 minutes.
Oh, wow.
And I just, it was, we couldn't stop it. It was like a water faucet went off.
Mm-hmm.
And so we decided to open up the skin gym because we're like, okay, we have all these people wanting to get in and we want to accommodate them. And so we decided if we make something like a gym in one big open room, we could treat more people at once, which would then lower the cost, making skincare more affordable to the customer.
Mm-hmm.
And then people can actually become consistent, which then leads to results.
Mm-hmm.
It was really smart the way she thought about it. And we kind of came up with Skin Gym because we're not doing foo-foo facials. We're not like massaging creams on people's skin, because you should be giving yourself a facial at home. That's what a skincare regimen is. So people need more, and people, if they really want to slow down aging and get results, people have to resurface their skin. They need to do collagen building. And I'm not talking about collagen powder or collagen drinks or whatever, collagen gummies. No, I'm talking about they need to do collagen building. They need to use machines and modalities that are building collagen every single month, because that's all that aging is that we're not producing collagen monthly like we were when we were in our 20s, and that just starts to slow down. And then we lose the collagen that we have.
Oh, well, okay. So I remember first going to your mom and I had all these acne scars all over my face because for some reason my brain didn't compute that my body didn't like dairy, and I just kept eating it.
Oh, that's a big one. Yeah.
And I was pregnant and it just made it like 10 times worse. I mean, I have to show you have I shown you the pictures?
No, I'm dying to see.
With your mom? Oh my gosh. So my skin like dramatically changed. I became a believer. And I loved how the concept was training your face. That's what you're doing.
Yes.
And when you walk in, you guys, it's all open. Like everybody's right there laying down, getting their face like resurfaced.
With the face trainers.
Yes. And it's just like you're in and out of there very quickly. And you're not like, most of the time you think about a facial, you're like, I'm going to fall asleep.
Yes.
No, this is like you're in and out and you feel like you did something like worthwhile that's going to last for your face.
Yes. This is why I created the tagline. We are not a foo-foo facial spa, because we are really having to like deprogram and retrain the way people think about skincare, because people think of skincare still to this day as a luxury. People think of, well, why should I come to Skin Gym when I can go to Burke Williams and I get a steam room and a sauna? We're not doing what Burke Williams does. This isn't a place to relax. This is a place to get results. And everyone understands, like, if you go to the gym one time, you're not going to have abs. You're not going to have a six pack. And if you want to get results, you're going to hire a professional, which is like a personal trainer who's going to help you build muscle, lean, tone, whatever it is your goals are. It's the same exact thing. Our face trainers basically help you build collagen and just make your skin glower, tighter, younger, more youthful. And that's kind of why we say not a foo-foo facial spa, because we are not. We are a skin gym.
I love like how passionate you are about this. And, you know, every time I talk to you, I always learn more about the skin and what I need to be doing. Even just like with the products that you put out, how you educate so well on them. Where does that passion come from?
That's a really good question. I almost feel like it's second nature. And I just know it so well because I have a mom who was so passionate about it. And she's literally like my whole life, she's been grooming me since I was like a young teenager and teaching me about wellness. And I've just heard her talk. I remember as a kid, I would sit there and I would hear her talking to clients on the phone, and I would spend so much time. I actually started off as her assistant. So I spent so much time just listening to her, and it's honestly just fascinating. And I saw the results that she was creating, and I saw how she was really changing people's lives and just making people so happy and confident with the results she was giving them. It made me just feel passionate about it because I witnessed it firsthand.
Well, don't you agree that like you're happiest when you're making somebody else happy?
Yes.
Like you feel so fulfilled.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what life is all about.
Yeah.
Give more than you take.
Ooh, that's good. Did your mom teach you that too?
No. Oh. I don't mean that in a bad way.
Okay. How'd you come up with that?
I think life lessons.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a very nice person. And because I'm so nice, I feel like it gets taken advantage of sometimes. And I've had everyone who knows me, that's kind of like, they tell me that's my downfall. And so I'm like, okay, but I love to be a giver. But then I had people taking all the time. So I'm just like, I don't know. You have to find balance there.
So tell me about a time when you were maybe in a situation where you felt like you were being taken advantage of.
No.
How did you get out of it?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I honestly, I can't think of a situation, to be honest, but I just feel like with like my faith and my Christianity, that's really what has like put me into this next level of thinking of like, give more than you take, like love people unconditionally the way God loves people. And, you know, when anything happens like that, I don't like take it personal anymore. I actually like will pray for somebody, wish them well, because that's what the Bible tells us to do. And I believe that's the right thing to do. So
do you feel like you, ever since you've had that mindset shift of I'm just going to forgive people, I'm going to love people like God loves them?
It's life-changing.
Yeah. What? How? Like
you get out of victim mentality.
Ooh.
Yeah. You don't have to be a product of your past.
Yeah.
And whatever happens to you, it's up to you, and you have the capability of working past that and moving past that however you need to.
Yep.
Whether you sign up for like a mental health counselor or you go to a trauma, therapist, like it's up to you the way you want to let people affect your life.
I love that. That's everything right there. So a lot of times people get stuck. You said you don't have to be a product of your past.
Yes.
And I always say there's a reason why the windshield is way bigger than the rear view mirror, because we don't want to be looking back there.
Oh, I love that. That's such a good analogy.
So, we got to stay future focused and what we want. So as a Christian, like what are you focused on in the future?
Oh, gosh. Okay. So
we're going everywhere.
We're going everywhere, but it's all correlated. So I love it. So there's like a ranking in life of priorities. And if you don't follow this ranking, I truly believe this because I've lived it. It's just not going to work, right? There's an order. So it starts with God at the top. He's number one. He's the number one priority. After that, it's you and your spouse or you and your husband.
Yep.
That has to be strong, because if that's not strong, everything below it's going to fall apart. And this is not going to stay strong unless you have God in the center.
Yes.
So God's first, you and your husband. And then after that, it's your children. And that's the ranking, and that's how it stays. So.
Well, and you're like, so you've just had baby number 3.
I just had baby number 3.
And I remember when I was in your shoes, gosh, this was like 9 years ago now. My youngest is 9 now. That's a hard thing to actually live out, to keep the spouse above the kids. Like I remember.
It really is. It takes a lot of effort, and it's a decision that you have to wake up and make every single day.
Yeah. Okay. So you wake up and you just say, like, if I'm future focused, what kind of marriage do I want?
Well, you have to also be the spouse that you want your spouse to be.
Ooh.
So when I wake up, I want my husband to greet me. So what do? I greet him. Good morning, baby. Hi. How'd you sleep last night?
That's so
don't you want your
sweet.
partner to do that to you?
As long as it's at a right hour. Don't come mess with me before 5 a.m., Chase Craft.
Oh, no, that's not my hour either. Definitely not.
He has a mind of his own. So yeah, but just put me on a whole nother little tangent right there. I love that.
I know, should we not get into the husband tangent? Because we can go off. No, I'm kidding.
No, but I haven't had anybody come on the show and actually say that.
Really?
No. But I've always been told that by pastors and by like my in-laws. They've been married for over 30, I think it's like 36 years now. And they've always said that since day one, like put your husband before your kids.
Yeah.
And I was raised by a single mom. You were raised by a single mom too.
Yeah.
So we didn't have that modeled for us. Like we didn't see that like in action all the time.
Yep.
And it was really a hard concept for me. And I didn't get it until like honestly recently that I have to prefer my husband. And because he's going to be around. Like these kids are going to be gone, like doing their own thing, loving life,
it's true,
having their own spouses. And I'm still with him over here and I need to like him. I want to like him.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. So
you guys are going to be together forever. So you got to water that grass.
And that's, I think, what was like the shift that helped me like be that future focus is like, what do I want to be doing when we're 45? The kids are completely out of the house, building their own lives. What do we want to be doing?
Yep.
And Chase and I started to dream again together.
Yes.
Like,
I love that.
And now it's like, okay, this is all seasonal. We don't go on date nights every week because that's not the season we're in. Like, we're traveling so much with the kids, and it just works. So right now, it looks like a practical thing for you, waking up and saying good morning, focusing on like what's important to him.
It's just the little things, honestly. Like, it really is the little things. And I've noticed, like, in turn, the more I value, help, and just give to him, the more I get in return. And it's just been lovely. Yeah.
Okay, so switching gears, but kind of on the same mindset of like pouring into people.
Yes.
You've had to build pretty incredible teams in order to sustain your growth at Club Skin Gym.
Yes. And we have to hire highly specialized individuals because this is not something that anyone learns. I have to take someone with a license, and then I have to completely teach them everything they know in order to do what they do at our business.
So how do you find people? Because it's an investment when you hire somebody because you're training them so much. So what is your like process of vetting people and going like, okay, this is going to be a good person that I want to invest?
I love that you're asking this question because when I'm interviewing people, I'm not going off of qualifications. I'm going off of personality. And I can tell when I meet people, I'm looking for specific qualities, specific characteristics in them that can add value to my company that I can't teach people.
Yes.
I can't teach people how to be reliable. I can't teach people how to be outgoing. I can't teach people how to be positive and happy.
Right.
You just come in and you have that. And if you have that and you have your license, I can turn you into a superstar. But that's it. It's all about just having that positive, bubbly, outgoing personality because we are a skin clinic that's highly educational. So I need people who can talk as well. And you just need those qualities.
Okay. So tell me about maybe a nightmare you've had with an employee.
A nightmare?
Yeah. Or have you had one?
Yeah, we have nightmares all the time. I mean, I'm sure you've heard from a lot of business owners that after COVID, no one wants to work.
Right.
So, you know, that's been interesting and fun. Yeah.
So how have you like built that vision out to get people to want to work for you?
I'm all about creating a positive work environment and having a place where people are excited to come to work. It feels like family. It feels like home, but also keep people motivated. And so we're always doing like incentives, sales competitions. We have something going on right now where if you sell like, you know, X amount of packages in X amount of time, then you get $500 like bonus, and money motivates people. It really does. And I feel like if you create a healthy, fun work environment, if you can keep your employees motivated, they're going to want to come to work and they're going to do a good job. They're going to like what they do. That's going to translate to the customer. The customer is going to come back. You're going to make more money. So it's really like you're just investing in them.
Yes. Okay. So as you are hiring people and you've built this, you know, awesome team and you're doing all these incentives, which I love, what is something that you look for when it's time to start promoting people maybe into like a leadership position inside the company?
It's literally the same exact characteristics we just covered. Someone who's reliable and someone who has a good attitude and someone who just really is willing to like fully drink the Kool-Aid of the brand. Like, I need people who believe in us because if you don't believe in the brand, then what are you doing here at the end of the day? I would genuinely rather have someone put in their 2 weeks and go work somewhere that they believe in it. But it hasn't been a problem for us. Like, all of our girls who have been with us from the jump, like from the very beginning. We've had one girl who's literally was my second employee that we ever hired. She just left like a week ago. And it was because she was ready to spread her wings and she's going to go open up her own business now. But, you know, we sent her flowers. Like, it was like a sad thing. And same with most of our girls have been there for 3-5 years or longer.
That's awesome. So you really just work on creating an environment that gets people to want to be a part of your success. Because, you know, your success is also their success.
And it's my customer's success. If people are coming into work with a bad attitude or a negative attitude and they don't want to be there, that's going to translate when, I mean, we're literally touching people's faces. Like you need good energy. Like I tell my girls that when I'm training them, you're literally giving an exchange of energy. You're touching people's faces. You're touching their skin. You're touching their body. So you need to bring that goodness. Yeah. And like do the soothing voice. Like I'm like, think of a yoga instructor.
You're good at it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. She does my face, guys. So, okay. Your one thing that like really stands out to me about you is that I don't think I've ever heard you say a negative thing about anybody.
Oh, well,
that's a good thing. Yeah.
Like, I try and be that person because talking bad about people gives me anxiety. And when I hear other people talking bad about other people, it gives me anxiety. I don't want to be a part of the gossip. And I truly believe that people who are gossiping, slandering, spreading malicious lies is literally, they're doing the devil's work and they need prayer. So that's what I do.
So you just zip it.
You don't have to say nothing. Just
smile.
You can think it. You can pray to God and talk to him about it. But I mean, I like to empower women. Like everyone's doing their best, right? We're all just trying to do our best. Everyone has a story. Maybe someone's having a bad day. Let's just give everyone the benefit of the doubt and love each other.
But how do you get to that spot to be able to do that? Because if you are chaotic on the inside, right?
Self-care.
Yeah. So what does that look like for you?
Is the number one thing to success. If your mind is not in the right place, you can never be successful. If you do not eliminate the distractions out of your life, which is gossip, toxic, chaos, whatever that looks like, if you don't eliminate that out of your life, how are you going to focus on being successful and doing all the tasks that you need to do day to day in order to make it to that next level?
So what I'm hearing is to really guard your heart.
Guard your heart.
Guard what you're consuming, right? What's some other self-care?
I think being intentional with your energy. I don't use social media for personal use, only for business, just because I feel like mindless scrolling really takes up a lot of time. It leads to comparison. You're comparing yourself to people who are using filters and putting their best face forward, and it's just not real life. And then in turn, you're literally posting to please people that half the time you don't even know. And so if it's for business, I totally understand. But for personal use, so that's one thing I do for self-care because it affects your mental health.
Yeah.
Anxiety is at an all-time high, as we know. Also, too, doing things that make me feel good. What makes me feel good? Working out. I get the endorphins. I get the dopamine release. Taking care of my skin because I need to be a product of my brand. I need to practice what I preach. So
if you guys are just listening into this, you got to go to YouTube right now and look at her skin because it's good.
Thank you.
You got to go on.
I've been working hard on my skin for a long time.
I know. Goodness.
It's been a long time in the making.
Last time I was in there and you did that test where you
collagen
push
test.
The skin down and you're like, oh, we've got some double time to do on you, Cayla.
Oh, I did not say that.
I took like a 4-year break from coming to Club Skin Gym.
Yeah.
And I regret it.
Well, it's just like anything else. It's like if you don't work out for 4 years, you just got to jump back in there and build that muscle memory. You got to jump back in there and build that collagen memory, that new cell memory.
Okay, so I want to talk about branding because you brought up social media and you guys have a very clean, I'm obsessed with your brand.
Oh, thank you.
I am. You walk in.
The brand is my fourth child.
I know.
It's my baby.
How did you come up with the vision for it? Even just aesthetically, the products and the way that they look, it's beautiful. Your Instagram, everything you have going on social media looks great. How do you come up with the content for the business?
So when I really came on full force with the company, because my mom's the founder, I'm the co-founder. When I really came on full force and I was like, okay, I'm putting everything I got into this. One thing I noticed is we don't necessarily have a brand. We have a great name. We have a great product. We have a great concept, but we need a brand. And we're in society now where everyone wants to live their life for social media and Instagram. Yeah. So I wanted to create an experience that people would want to take their phone out and start taking pictures and snapping and recording and posting and tagging just because when they walk in, it makes them feel something.
Yes.
They like the way it looks. They like the aesthetic. And hello, we're in the aesthetic industry. We're all about aesthetic.
It has to look
our
good.
aesthetic has to look good. And I didn't want to do like the classic like foo-foo facial spa where you feel, because it's not. And I don't want people to confuse it. I don't want people to think that they're walking into, you know, crystals and glamour and mirrors and all that stuff. It's not opulent. It's just cool and it's fun. And I love that you mentioned this, because when we first opened at Aliso Viejo, people were just walking in and they were like, what is this place? They're like, is this a coffee shop? Is this a lounge? Like, what is this? We're like, it's a skin gym. And they were just looking at us like, it's really confusing. But once we explain it to them, people love the brand. They love the concept. They love the idea. And they just like coming into the stores because they're cool. There's cool music. There's, you know, pretty people. There's
it was like my daughter,
smart people.
Yeah. My daughter, remember when we brought Charlie in, she was like, Mom, take a photo of me. Like, get a video.
Yes.
Like, you know, it's a cool looking spot and all the little sayings you have on the wall. But so you brought up something really important that I hope everybody really gets is you said, you know, you didn't have the brand. You had all the name and results and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
But you wanted people to feel something when they saw your brand.
Exactly.
And that's what people need to understand, is that branding is a feeling.
It is a feeling.
If your brand isn't giving, like if I go on your social media right now, if you're a personal brand and I don't get a feeling, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I think people are understanding now in business how important branding is. And I think it's so powerful that you see a lot of people building businesses just off of branding. They don't have the product. They don't have the everything else that, you know, creates longevity or a good business. It's just like, this is the branding. They put out their product. They sell as many as they can. And then when they're not getting repeat sales, they just go on to the next product and then they sell that. But branding is everything.
It really is. So let's talk about that in the innovative products you have at Club Skin Gym.
Okay.
How did you guys, because you guys have a large, like how many SKUs do you guys have?
I want to say like roughly 30 now. And I just created another one, Zero Skin.
Ooh.
I know. It's amazing.
So how did you go, okay, this is what I need to create, Zero Skin. And then how do you bring it to market? So
how do I create it? Honestly, just through my experience in clinical trials. Like I work on so many people's skin. I know like if this person has acne, these are the products they're going to need. If this person has aging skin, these are the products they're going to need. And I also know the importance of using medical grade products versus over the counter. And so it was really important to me to create something that people can use that's going to be FDA approved and effectively like clinically proven. There was, well, let me backtrack. In order to be FDA approved, you have to have clinical trials that prove the claims that you're claiming.
Oh, okay.
So if I put out an acne cleanser, this has been tested and FDA approved, and there's been clinical trials that prove that it actually works.
Okay.
And so that was really important to me. And that goes back to like the education that we implement. People don't know that. And everyone shops at Sephora and Ulta, and what you're buying is OTC, over the counter products, which means that the potency inside of these products is not strong enough to be deemed medical grade. And so basically it's all, we just talked about it, branding and packaging, and you can use it, but you're not going to see a change in your skin. If you want to change your skin on a cellular level, you have to use something that's potent enough to change it. It's medicine.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, it's funny because you told Charlie that, and now she uses my Club Skin Gym stuff. Like she has her little, the green, wait, is it the green tea cleanser?
Lavender cleanser, yeah.
She uses the little pads on her face, and then the lotion, the Aqua Bomb. I need to come get some more, actually.
Aqua Bomb is amazing. We cannot keep that on our shelves.
Yeah, well, even Cooper, my 13-year-old, uses it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're raving fans over here. But she started to tell her friends that, because everybody's like, let's go to Sephora. She's like, no, you guys need to go to Club Skin Gym.
Oh, I love her.
So you have a little micro influencer.
Oh my gosh,
and Charlie.
She's so cute.
But the way that she got that was because you took the time to educate her. And I think that just goes in alignment with your core values and stuff like that. So that's interesting to hear how you went to set up the product. It's because you know what's going to work on somebody's face. What's the Zero Skin? What is that going to do?
Everything is results driven. If it doesn't work, we don't sell it. And then Zero Skin. So this is actually crazy. But in my 20 years experience, I noticed that there's one step missing from a lot of people's skin routine. And if they add this one step to any regimen they're using at home, it can eliminate breakouts. It can increase hydration. It can help with the aging process. And that is removing your makeup the proper way and the safe way.
Oh, wait, I just bought all
I know.
Oh, so this is a new thing.
No, I didn't tell you. That was my new product.
Stop. Are you serious?
Yes, I wanted you to
I've
try
been using it.
I wanted you to try it first.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
But I created a healthy makeup wipe and a makeup melter. You forgot your makeup melter. I created the healthy makeup wipe, clean makeup wipe, and the makeup melter in order to safely remove your makeup.
No, I got the little thing. I got the little
Oh, you did?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, maybe I was thinking of someone else. Okay, you got the whole thing.
Oh, yeah,
Good.
I got the whole thing. Charlie's using it too because when she sneaks makeup on, she's not supposed to be wearing mascara. So tell me about some of the lessons you've learned in what you've really done is revolutionize the skincare industry. You're, with everybody that comes in, everybody's getting the MDSE on their face. They're getting a peel. They're getting some type of jelly mask. They're doing oxygen. It's amazing. And from that moment, you're saying, okay, go and get the skincare. You need to be doing a facial on yourself every single day.
Yes.
But it's revolutionizing because of the fact that, like you're saying, it's not the foo-foo facials. That's not doing anything for your face to come in and have me do a little massage on your face and put a mask on.
Yeah, people don't have time for the foo-foo facials. If you're going to be consistent, you need to come in monthly and you need to get in and out because everyone has lives. We're busy.
So how do you sell people on that? Like, what lessons have you learned from trying to sell people on your point of view?
What lessons have I learned? That it works. It does.
So you see the people who do it and they get results, and the people who don't get results.
Oh, the people who don't follow it?
Yeah.
Yeah. If they don't, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink.
Okay, so that's what I'm talking about right there. Like, that's the lesson that you...
You know what? Can I tell you? Let me answer this. People will challenge all the time.
Yeah.
Well, this person told me this. Well, my friend told me to go there. And I actually love when people challenge it because I tell them, I say, okay, yeah, go try it and let me know what you think. And I can tell you, like 10 out of 10 times when I send people away or they challenge and I say, yeah, go try that, they always come back and they were like, you were right. And I'm like, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So how do you get to the point where you're not taking it personally? Because I remember when I first started my business 12 years ago, when people wouldn't listen to me, because I'd be like, okay, like only eat 1,200 calories a day or whatever I was saying in my health coaching stuff.
Yes.
And then people would be like, not listening. I'd get pissed. I'd take it personal.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, they're the ones suffering because they're not getting the results that they're paying for. That's why they're coming to you. So it's kind of on them. And then when they don't listen or they try something different, and then you have to kind of like re-educate them or remind them like, hey, like this is what you're doing wrong. You start to earn their trust and they respect you after a while, right? Because they realize that them trying to solve their problem on their own isn't working. That's why they came to you in the first place. I guess the reason why I don't take it personal also is because I'm confident in what I'm doing. And it's also grown so big that it's like, I hate to say this, but it's like numbers at this point. Like we have, almost 5 locations now. I mean, we do have 5 locations now. Fresno's opening up, ASAP. And there's, oh my gosh, like 30,000 people in our database. We have thousands and thousands of members. And so, when you look at it that way, the proof is just in the pudding. That's kind of where you gain confidence. And for you, you've been doing this for a really long time. And I feel like you are super confident. Like I definitely, when you talk, I listen.
Better. No, I mean, but everybody gets to that point, I think. And sometimes in the beginning stages, you take it personally because you're not so confident in what you have to offer. Because you're like, well, I'm just starting, I don't know if this is necessarily going to work out. So you said something that's powerful. It's like, get that confidence.
Yeah.
As a business owner, like what are the things that you need to be doing on a daily basis to get confidence? Well, you got to get your
learn
people
from
results.
Your mistakes.
Oh, learn from mistakes.
There's no mistakes. There's just lessons, right? And so I feel like that's something that really,
okay, let's talk about that, because a lot of people think if they make a mistake, maybe they're just not cut out for business. When mistakes is the way, like you're going to make. That's so how you learn.
Once you make it, once you make an expensive enough mistake, you're never going to make that mistake again.
What's the most expensive mistake you've made?
Ooh, well. There was a $10,000 mistake made when we opened up our first store in Orange County. And that mistake will never be made again. But it's because I had never done a build out on that scale before.
Yeah.
And I knew nothing about flooring. I had never done a remodel. And so we hired just someone who gave us a good quote off of, I don't know, Thumbtack or Google or whatever. And he didn't know what he was doing. And he charged us. He kept messing up, wasn't turning out. And then every time he went to fix it, he kept charging us. We didn't know, like, don't pay your, contractor or your person until the job's done.
Oh, yes.
And so we just kept paying him, and he's like, oh, well, it messed up. You don't like it. Well, I'll do it, but it's going to be this much. And so next thing you know, what should have cost $5,000 cost us $10,000. And my husband shed a couple of tears, and we never made that mistake again.
Oh my gosh. So, but with that, like, I think everybody, it's like a rite of passage when it comes to mistakes. It's like, okay, $10,000. And now, to really like make sure that people are doing what they said they were going to do. Yeah. Don't always take everybody at their word.
Yes.
And you don't have to people please.
Oh my gosh. We do not have to people please. This has like been a big thing for me in the past years, learning how to give people grace, but like not people please at the same time, and just gently be firm in how I feel or what I believe. And it definitely takes a lot of practice, but it's really important, especially in business. And when we first started, I feel like that's what was happening with my man, is he was so friendly, and like he just like was people pleasing, and he didn't know about the industry. So it was just, he learned.
Well, I think that is when you are not as confident in what you're doing, you're willing to people please. Yeah. Do things that you wouldn't normally do on your, cut your standards or whatever to make somebody like you. Yes. I know Chase really struggled with that with some of the stuff in his business in the beginning stages. Yeah. And the more you focus on surrounding yourself with people who are going to mentor you. Yes. Men need that and women need that. Yes. Outside of our just profession too, just people who can speak into you and just be like.
Can I tell you something that you said to me that I literally tell everyone now because I love it so much? You said, if it's not a hell yes, then it's a no. And that really is a good tool to help with people pleasing. Oh, if it's good. Not a hell yes, then it's a no. The words of Cayla Craft.
No, I think that's so true, because God gives us peace for a reason. And when we don't have peace about a decision, it's because it's not really meant for us. Yeah. We need to be an absolute yes. And if it's something like, I want to do it, it sounds like a great idea, everything sounds good, but you just have that save yourself, protect yourself. Yeah. Because something bad is going to happen. Yeah. Every time I go against my feeling. Yeah. That uneasiness, I get screwed.
And can I tell you, you will always be a people pleaser too until you know who you are.
Yes.
And I feel like this is something that I've had to learn also, is just who am I to my core? What are my values? What do I stand for? And if you don't know what those things are, then you're going to people please, because you're just kind of lost in a way. You don't even know who you are.
What do you feel like has helped you really get clear on your identity?
Deleting my social media, spending more time with the people who fill my cup, definitely reading the word from the Bible and having a close relationship with God, so I can let my walls down and be vulnerable and be the girl who I truly am on the inside, and not who people want me to be or expect me to be. And I can't do that without God's strength. I need him to have my back. So
this makes me so
I'm
happy.
Actually gonna cry. I think I'm gonna cry right now.
I love it.
It's crazy, but
cry away. Well, I feel like full glam. But I think this is so beautiful, because I feel like the last time you did my skin, we were talking about so much about your relationship with God. You're really seeking him. Yes. And surrendering just everything to him.
Yeah, you have to.
I know. And that's where I think this change of this passion and just everything is coming from, is you surrendered.
I've surrendered. Definitely.
So you're reading the Bible, and people have questions about reading the Bible. They're like, but how do I do it right? And I'm like, God just wants to spend time with you. You can't mess it up, spending time with God.
Yes.
But what does that look like for you when you open your Bible?
I think in the beginning, it started off with devotionals. I mean, I swear by Rick Warren, Open Doors, his devotional
Oh,
book.
I've never heard of it.
If you are a Christian or you're not a Christian, I swear by it. Our friend Lydia has a really beautiful devotional called Joyful.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can purchase both of these books on Amazon.
Yeah.
But someone gave it to me as a gift, and just reading the scripture and then reading like Rick's words about it was such a great way to start my day. You know, obviously going to church on Sundays, hearing the word that way, because reading scripture just solo out of the Bible, it can be hard to follow and it can be boring. But when you have someone who is like well-versed and they break everything down for you, I just feel like that really helps. I listen to Rick Warren's podcast every time I'm driving in my car it brightens up my day. He's like, I feel like he's like a therapist and a motivational speaker over like being like a pastor. Like, I don't know.
I need to listen.
It's really, really good.
I've been missing. I just listen to myself. No, I'm joking. I don't. I always just have like worship music on. Like I love listening to Maverick City music, and I just rock out in the car. Like all my kids,
I love that.
They know all these worship songs, and
so
it's like
cute.
Such a joy to like listen to them too.
Yeah,
you know, have that. But I love just hearing how other people like practice their relationship with the Lord, because for people that might be like seeking more of who God is, just when they can see
it's all about community.
Yeah.
Like I've been in a year of growth because I have goals like for my business. I have goals for my success because I'm reaching a point in my life where I'm done having kids. So it's time for me to focus back on that aspect of my life, my fourth baby, Club Skin Gym. And I need to get my mind in the right place because it's been diapers and everything else in between. But I feel like just all the greats say this. I like Robert Kiyosaki. I know you're a huge Warren Buffett fan. Who you surround yourself by. The 5 closest people in your life, those are the people that you're going to become.
Yep.
For me, I want to be surrounded by strong women. I want to be surrounded by women who empower other women. I want to be surrounded by women who have a stronger faith than me so I can grow in my faith. And I feel like if you surround yourself with women who believe in God, believe in the Lord, and they just have like that fire in them for Jesus, like that's going to wear off on you. And it's really contagious. And you can learn that way. So,
and that's one thing that was actually so surprising about Orange County for me, is how many people here that I've come into contact with that really love the Lord.
Yeah.
Like where, you know, we're from in Bakersfield, there's a church on every corner. I mean, there's churches everywhere, but people like, I didn't feel it like being lived out. And I'm not saying that because I know people from Bakersfield listening to this podcast, but that was part of, for me, like, I was like, gosh, like I want to be around people who are like on fire for the Lord.
Yeah. I think honestly, a lot of it comes from, because we haven't lived there in a while, but I think back then there just wasn't as much opportunity as there is now. And when you're living in a place that's lacking opportunity, you feel very limited, and that's kind of depressing. Like
that's
feeling
such a good, oh my gosh.
Feeling limited is depressing. Can I tell you, I'm so proud of Bakersfield right now. Bakersfield has some major growth. Every time I go back, I see new businesses popping up. When I was on social media, there was like some girls that are from Bakersfield who I see on Instagram who are like opening up businesses there and starting cool like clothing stores and healthy restaurants. And I'm just like, go Bakersfield.
Aw,
seriously.
I love that. That's so nice. I need to get to that attitude.
Well, it's hard. It's hard. Back then, it wasn't the same. Now there's freeways that go all the way across town.
Oh my gosh.
You don't have to drive lights all the way down Roseville Highway. Like, it's amazing.
No, yeah. But that I think just goes back to the mindset. You got to focus on the good things. Yeah. For me, like, it reminds me so much of like bad things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like,
well, negativity is contagious.
I know. So that's where I'm like, I just like to shut the door.
I feel like listen, like I said, Bakersfield has come a long way, but I feel like back then, Bakersfield was not people's first choice. Yeah. People didn't grow up and say, I can't wait to move to Bakersfield when I grow up. Like people either were born there or they ended up there because they married someone for there. Or I just feel like people were just kind of stuck there in a way.
No, and people are moving there now.
Yeah,
like,
people
it's
are
like,
moving there now.
I want to move to Bakersfield. It's, you know, low barrier of entry to like own a home there.
Yeah.
And it is.
There's so much opportunity there. There's if you want to grow in a business, that's a great place to open it. Our stores in Bakersfield are our highest grossing stores.
That's amazing.
The OG Club Skin Gym in downtown Bakersfield on 23rd Street.
That was my place.
That place is booming.
Dude, that's where I'd go to Pilates and I'd swoop on in there and get my, because I used to go every week to your mom.
Oh my gosh.
I went every week for months.
Okay, we need that energy now.
I know.
I'm trying to get you in like once a month, once every 2 weeks. And I'm like, Cayla, cuckoo, where are you?
I know. I gotta get back on my skincare.
You're a busy
game.
girl.
Yeah. Okay, so leave everybody with 3 things that they could do to take care of their skin at home.
3 things you can do to take care of your skin at home. Okay. Make sure that you go in monthly to do collagen building, treatments, which is skin resurfacing. We like to do our MDSC machine because it's non-invasive. So you can remove all the dead skin and force new collagen to grow. And there's no downtime, which is amazing because everywhere you go to do skin resurfacing, I would say the most popular thing nowadays is lasers.
You're right.
You have downtime.
Yeah.
And no one has time for that. And they're freaking expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to make sure you're doing collagen building every single month. You want to make sure that you are following a healthy skincare regimen and you are using that routinely.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you're wearing your SPF. And this goes in the skincare bubble. If you're not using antioxidants on your skin, what are you doing?
Wait, what are the antioxidants?
Like
do
vitamin
I have those?
C. Put vitamin C on your skin every single morning. It helps so much with your skin health. Can I just explain this really quick?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to drop a little science because I just, big antioxidant person over here. So basically, what's the number 1 cause of aging?
Sun.
Yes, the sun. So what happens when the harmful UV rays hit your skin? They're basically causing your cells to become unstable. You're losing the electrons, right?
Oh.
And so when a cell becomes unstable, it starts to oxidize.
Mm-hmm.
When it oxidizes, your cell's basically dying.
Ooh.
And that's why your skin starts to look aged. That's why you get texture on your skin. That's why you get brown spots. So what do antioxidants do? They basically help stabilize the cells, restore them. And so that way your cells are healthy again. And so they're not aging.
Oh my gosh. I need to go get me some of that vitamin
So when you're
C.
using antioxidants or vitamin C on your skin, it's basically like your skin's multivitamin. It's repairing the damage from the sun.
Why didn't you sell that to me last time I was with you?
I thought you already were using it.
I got to go get vitamin C, you guys.
Vitamin C on the skin. Use it every day, but make sure you use it with SPF.
And they can buy your products on Club Skin Gym, right?
Yes. Clubskingym.com. We sell all of our products. And then number 3, make sure that you are eating your vegetables. Make sure you are drinking your water.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you are sweating, whether that's infrared sauna or you're going to the gym. But a buildup of toxins in the body is going to show on your face. And so there's different, if you've never seen face mapping, look it up, because face mapping basically shows like different areas of your face correlate with different organs in the body.
Yeah.
And so if you really like want to clear your skin and get a nice reset, it's always good to do like a 3 to 5 day cleanse. And that way you can clean out all the insides and then maintain it by working out.
You know, you just gave us like 10 steps and not 3, but I love it.
But I was going in categories. I was going in categories.
But we have a lot to do, people. Get it together.
We have a lot to do. And if you're confused, just go to www.clubskingym.com. We got you.
Okay, well, Tanesha, thank you so much for being on. Normally, I would tell people to go follow you on social media, but you can go follow Club Skin Gym.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And I just have loved like watching you grow into being like an incredible mom.
Thank you.
And putting God first in everything you do, and just being like the leader that you are in your industry, and then just with your staff is very admirable. So
thank you.
Thank you for coming on the show today. I know you don't normally do this, so I appreciate it.
No, this is my bucket list moment.
Oh,
yeah.
Yay.
I've always wanted to do a podcast. I listen to them, I watch them, and I'm like, that looks fun.
Yeah. Now you're going to be this podcast #1 fan.
I can't wait. I already am.
Okay. Love you.
All right. Love you. Thank you for having me.